Okay.
Okay, we have pizza.
We got berry, we got pizza, we got Domino's.
I am starving, so I'm going to devour this.
Yeah.
So,
I will eat when I can.
we were telling stories in the car on the way back. And don't ask why, but cocaine came up. And it reminded me of that girl. There was another girl New Year's Eve. She didn't attack me, which is probably why I didn't remember her.
Oh
first.
yeah, that other. I forgot about that.
I went out to smoke, and she comes outside.
Order up, pick it up.
She was wearing a beret.
Oh, it was
Which
the
was
beret
weird.
girl.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She was.
But she came out, and she
weird.
looked at me, and she was like, "Hey, hottie, are we about to do this?" And I was like, "I guess so."
Like, yeah, okay.
And
what's
so
going on?
she comes and sits next to me, and she has matches, and I'm like, "Do you want to borrow my lighter instead of using matches?" And she was like, "Sure." So I hand her my lighter. She lights her cigarette. She hands my lighter back to me, and she's like, "Hey, do you have any cocaine? I just ran out." And I was like, "No,
Sure don't.
I really don't." But you know, it just really explains a lot about
Right.
you right now.
But the beret you're wearing
Yeah.
and why it looks so bad and
Yeah.
why your whole outfit is horrible
Yeah.
and just looks sloshed. Forgot where I'm from.
That didn't help either. The fact that she was like obliterated.
Oh yeah, she was gone. She was gone at I think she was gone by the time we got there.
Oh, easily.
What happened?
I hope he doesn't keep on with that.
There was a guy that came outside
Hey, okay.
while the two of us were out there. I was about to finish my cigarette, and he pops out, and she goes, "Hey, handsome." And he goes, "Oh man, it's been a while since I've been called that." And I thought they knew each other. And he comes and he sits down next to her, and she's like, "Hi, I'm whatever her name was." And he was like, "Hi, I'm blah blah blah." And I was like, "They don't even know each other."
He's trying to go home with somebody.
Yeah, he was. And she was trying to get cocaine from somebody. Maybe it worked out for them. I don't know.
Oh shit. Okay. I still don't quite know where I'm going.
A ton of weapons and ammo. I'm sure that everything is about to be just fine.
Yeah, everything's gonna be fine.
I think you gotta keep going through there. Don't you?
I couldn't go anywhere though.
Oh, did you come from this way?
Yeah, I came from here.
Yeah, but I mean
And
behind
then this
you.
is where. Wait, behind me?
Yeah.
Keep going this way?
Do you not? Did you come from this way?
I came from this way.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, we came from down here where everything is on fire.
Okay, well, don't listen to me.
And then I went this way and I was like, I can't go this way. So I went
Is
into
there no,
the-
like, lever that you can pull over there to make something come to you?
No.
Oh, well, don't listen to me.
I'm just over here thinking you pull on levers and things come to you. Wait, what?
Well,
What?
statistically. But yeah, I was also telling the story about how I almost got in a lot of trouble when I was in high school. When I was still riding the
Let's go back in
bus,
here.
and a friend of mine at the end of the school day, as the bus was getting ready to leave school to take us home, he had gotten into a fight with somebody, and he got blood on his shoe, and he had like new shoes, and they were like lighter colored, and he was like, "Oh man, how am I gonna get the blood out of my shoe?" and whatever. And I was like, "Dude, OxyClean," because this is like OxyClean was just coming out, and it was a big product, and my grandparents bought it in bulk. And I was like, "OxyClean, I'll take it right out." And he was like, "Well, I don't have any." And I was like, "Well, I'll bring you some tomorrow." So I took some OxyClean and I put it in a Ziploc bag to give to him.
Doesn't look suspicious at all.
I wasn't thinking.
Absolutely normal. White powder in a baggie. It's fine.
Precisely. And so I get on the school bus in the morning, and him and I were one of the first few stops. And I hand him this plastic baggie full of OxyClean, which from a distance is just white powder. And that bus driver hit the brakes so quick. And she was like, "What did you just give him?" And I was like, "Laundry soap, I swear it was laundry soap." And she comes back and she takes the bag and she opens
Hot dog.
it and she smells it. And she's like, "Okay, don't fucking do that again." I was like, "I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. I just wanted to help him clean his shoes."
I ate a hot dog and I just got a speed boost for some reason.
Alright.
You know, like you do when you eat hot dogs.
Oh, you gotta use...
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Fuck, I forgot the entire premise of this fucking game is hooking
Yeah.
onto shit.
I literally, when I was
Damn
like,
hook must be magnetized.
"Can you make the thing come to you?" Cause this is the area that I was imagining, was that it would, like,
Right.
you would take a ship or whatever over here. I forgot you were there.
Boing!
Goodbye.
Ragdoll, you ass.
Love me some ragdoll physics. Yeah, OxyClean almost ruined my life.
Bird.
In high school.
Invincible bird, never
Wow. Bird will try all that shit over and over because fuck you.
die. Bird doesn't need to tell friends. Bird just shows up and wrecks your shit.
Bird not need new friends.
Oh god.
Ah!
Excuse me,
Oh,
can
he's
you...
armored, dude. Not enough. Also, your shoes are ugly.
Just, what? You just kill somebody and your shoes are ugly.
I mean, I would tell them before
They
they
come back to
died.
life and they're like, fuck man, like, I really like these shoes.
I tried so hard. They were really expensive. I would tell them before they died, just so that they could.
That's
have
the
that
last thing they think of.
You know, salt in the wound. And I might also literally salt their wounds. Who knows? I'm on a roll, man.
Well, I mean, there are salts in this game. They just do different things.
We
Right? See, like,
fast as fuck, boy.
pick up something, you eat it, and you get that little...
You get the zoomies.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Domino's Parmesan bites are fire.
Pretty good. Where the fuck?
I would just eat these for the rest of my life.
Shut up. Oh wait, I don't feel like possessing you.
And by the rest of my life, I mean until I hate them because
Right. So there comes a point in time where
That's
you're
what
just like, I will
happens.
eat this until I die. And
Yeah.
like 3 servings of it in, you're just like, no.
okay, I think I'm dead now.
Like, did I die because, you know, I don't want to eat this anymore?
Apparently, that's a symptom of my autism
What's that?
that I hyper focus on a food until I hate it.
Oh.
Did not know that.
I think that's just the thing sometimes
I
people
thought
do.
everybody did
Right?
that.
That's just, I've done that before.
All right, well, you might also be a level 1.
Right. Yay, level 1. How do I get to level 2?
You can never level up. Trust me, I asked my therapist.
I mean, do I have to like pay something? Is it like Scientology where I just pay a bunch of money and then I get level 2 autism? And
I don't know, man.
I don't have Tom Cruise money that we're talking here.
Yeah. I was talking to my coworkers about it because I don't know, it came, like, I saw a meme or whatever.
Oh, right in the
And
dick.
I showed my coworker, and she was like, I gotta show our other coworker because he definitely needs to talk to somebody. He's on the spectrum, he just doesn't know yet. And he was like, well, I mean, the diagnoses are just so, like, non-specific.
Right.
And they keep changing them, and it's just, they gotta get better at that. And he was like, I can't remember what I said something about like, yeah, I'm level 1 because we can't say Asperger's anymore.
Asperger's.
Because when I got diagnosed, they were like explaining it to me, and they were like, if you had been diagnosed earlier when you should have been, you would have been diagnosed with Asperger's, but we don't call it that anymore. Basically,
Because South Park made it sound like Asperger's.
yeah. And so she was like essentially you're level 1 with it. Now it's any type of it's called autism spectrum disorder, which is where the whole on the spectrum thing came from. So she was like, essentially like with your functionality and all of that stuff, like you would be a level 1 on the autism spectrum. And I was like, okay, well, how do I get to level 2? And she was like, that's not how this works. That's not what this is. This doesn't happen.
You're like, is there a quest line I have to follow?
Yeah,
And
and who's got the glowy light that I have to highlight?
Right.
But so we were talking about that, and one of my coworkers was, I don't know, because like I said, the two of us today, we were just on something. We were like, our ADHD was just raging, the both of us, and so I made a group chat for me and the other two, and I titled the group chat Level 1s.
nice. Locked.
Yeah, I learned a lot about
Yeah.
who I am as a person and how it's not normal. It's not neurotypical, I should say.
Right. Yeah.
Like listening to the same song over and over and over and over and over.
I absolutely. I mean, is that not a normal thing?
No.
I-
it's
when
not.
I find a new song, I repeat that shit
Yes.
until it's tired.
Until I hate it. Yeah. And I do it with food, and I do it with TV shows. Friend or foe.
Hello. I'm just taking all this shit and he's just watching me, so I guess friend. Or just doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, just
you know
light
what?
the place on fire with me in it. I
Yeah.
hate this job.
He's like, I just work here, dude. Like, I don't fucking care.
Also the fact that I, as I've said, can hear electricity. That
Sounds like a superpower.
'Twas the tism, my lord.
Okay, I get a key locked.
Or like my thing with textures.
Mm-hmm.
How some of like if you touch me with microfiber, I will absolutely lose my shit.
Ooh.
I can't
like
fucking
the
stand
weird
it.
like
Yeah. How it touches you back. I don't like that.
yeah, like it grips
don't-
onto you. I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
I have some.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
have.
Don't touch me back. That's a bad touch.
I
Please stop.
actually have one of those windshield cleaner things, like the magnets on both sides. It has microfiber on
Yeah,
it.
no.
I have to wear gloves when I use it.
That's
I'm
what
just
I'm
like,
saying. Yeah.
I don't like that feel. Like my parents had a dog that had like fur with that texture. I'm like, I don't like touching your fucking dogs.
Yeah. That like coarse feeling.
They were like golden doodles or something. I'm
Yes.
just like, ugh. Like your fur feels like Velcro, and I hate you, and I want to throw
right.
you.
Right.
But
Yeah,
you're
apparently
120 pounds.
it's not normal. Todd said you got to talk to the cow to trigger the autism level up quest. And Meg said hearing electricity is the most annoying thing. It's like hearing a bad texture. Yes. Yes. It's like if somebody put microfiber in my ears
Right.
and now I have a whole new problem. Yeah,
See,
it's
they get it.
awful.
Really?
And people always ask me what I mean. They're like, what do you mean you can hear the electricity? And I'm like, if you can't hear it, if you don't know, then I can't explain it to you.
Right. Do I go? I'm supposed to go over
My
there?
auditory processing is out of control, and it gets worse the older I get.
Yeah, I definitely can't
And I think
jump.
about it a lot, like with my apartment complex, how I'm always bitching about how noisy it is. I don't know that it's as noisy as I think it is. I
Okay, there we
think
go.
that it's just a matter of the fact that like I hear everything, and if it's not my noises, if it's not noises I can control, then it absolutely drives me to insanity. And I mean that almost literally. Like it feels like torture. Like when people are over at the pool and I
Yeah.
can hear them like talking over each other, yelling over each other, laughing, playing their music. Like it's probably like because I don't think anybody else complains because it doesn't stop until I'm the one that like calls and I'm like, please make it stop. I feel like I'm going fucking insane.
Stop enjoying yourselves.
And so, and I feel
Noisy.
bad because it's probably not as bad as it sounds to me, but because it's like I can't take it. I can't.
Yeah, I get that. Reminds me, I was at.
Nick said I also have the tism. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. It's fucking frustrating, man. And like my rational brain is trying to tell me like tune it out, focus on something else, like get invested in the game you're playing or like really pay attention to the show that you're watching. But it's my brain has convinced me that whatever I hear is so loud that it might as well be inside my apartment with me and I can do nothing else. I can focus on nothing else.
Yeah.
Like there have been times where I'm so frustrated by it because I can't do anything about it because you know with working nights when it's during the day, there's nothing you can do. You know,
Right.
like there's no noise ordinance. You can't call the non-emergency number and be like, I have autism and they're fucking torturing me. They're going to be like, all right, well, that sounds like a you problem. And so there have been moments where it's like, I've gotten so frustrated and I can do nothing else that I start crying because I'm so overstimulated. And it's like, I don't, you know, it could be as simple as like earplugs, you know, but the problem is I can hear it over the earplugs because I'm aware that it's there. The
Right.
earplugs would probably help just fine if I could focus on something else and just muffle it. But because I know it's happening, I am still able to hear it through the earplugs. When I put my headphones on, I can't hear it anymore. But then the mental illness in me is like, this is your home and you pay to live here. You shouldn't have to put earphones in your own home and be comfortable. And then it becomes a principle thing. And now I have snowballed into the sneaky hate spiral. and I am ready to just jump off the top of my building. Like it's a ridiculous chain of events that happens.
There's an apartment I lived in Scottsdale once when I used to work 2 jobs. I worked for like a tech support company, and then I worked like part-time at GameStop. And shortly after I got the job at GameStop, like there would be times where I'd get off the tech support job, go home, take a nap for a little bit, and then go close at GameStop.
Yeah.
And they must have like redone the upstairs because like they were like doing construction like during the day when I was trying to sleep.
Yeah.
On like the floors and putting new flooring and stuff like that. And sure, why not?
Electric one.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Hey, fuck you, buddy.
But anyways, what I was saying is trying to talk about too.
Wait, on that table to your left, it looked like a bigger. Am I high? Yes. It's a lamp. Never mind.
Yep, you're high. High on pizza. But anyways, like they must have put in like the hardest wood floors and then basically let a tap dancer fucking live in that apartment because
Oh my god.
this person would start walking around because like I would come home at night, you know, because like the mall closed at like 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
Mall closed at 9. You get out of there by 9:30. Go home by 10 and you sleep. And he would start walking around his apartment. And I swear to God, the motherfucker had to have like boots on. And he would just walk from room to room for 3 hours.
Oh my god.
What are you fucking doing that you have to walk from? Like, go get something that you need from the other room.
Consolidate your steps, man. Haven't
Yeah.
you worked in customer service ever?
Right? Like, go back to the one fucking room and then sit your ass down. Hello.
He's made of fire. Whoa.
Bam!
Explode.
Yeah, he is. He's made of explosion. But yeah, I'm just like, motherfucker, like, what are you doing? Okay, I remember from the other Bioshock, you can't run through brain corpses. I guess I learned something.
Yeah, the people below me.
Below me.
They can. You know what? They can. There are times where like I will hear them, and I know it's not just like my auditory sensitivity, because I can literally make out their conversations. Like I know what they're saying to each other.
People just talk that fucking loud. For
Well,
no
and
reason.
that's the thing. Like I don't hear the people I share walls with. The person that lives directly next to me, sometimes when I'm coming home, I'll walk by their door and I'll hear their TV and I'm like, holy shit, that's loud. And then I go into my apartment and I don't hear dick. I hear
Weird.
nothing. And I share a wall with them. And so it's like, if I can hear the people below me through the floor, to the point where I literally know what you're talking about. Like, it's
Right.
you guys. You are doing that. Todd said, I hate kids that live above me. A buddy had it bad, and we nicknamed the kid Sugar Cube.
Sugar cube.
What am I missing? I don't get it.
I think it's probably because the kid just kept running around constantly.
Oh, because he's like
He's high on
cracked out all
sugar.
the time? Or maybe he like bounced like a sugar cube? Like
No, he just eats
roll
sugar
it.
all the time. He's just a literal walking sugar cube.
I just hate kids.
Also, yes. Go away.
And that's definitely a thing that drives me
Oh my God, I said
batshit
go away.
too, is how they run around the apartment complex completely unsupervised, just screaming
Mm-hmm.
like they're being murdered. And I'm telling you, if it ever happens where like we cross paths, I'm going to tell those children that Santa is not real and neither is God.
Santa's real, neither is God, and your parents don't love you as much as they say they do.
They don't love you at all,
Right.
or they would actually discipline you.
Like, see how they
They
ignore
would
you?
be here protecting you from the smackdown I'm about to provide. Yep, the kid lived with his grandma and she could not control him, so he jumped and
That's the
ran
worst thing,
in
like-
and out of rooms until midnight. Jesus
I
Christ.
feel like, and I don't know if it's just from watching like so many court TV fucking shows, I feel like younger kids shouldn't be allowed to live with grandparents. Just because,
I lived with my grandparents.
Well, your grandparents were good, though.
Yeah.
They actually, like, raised you right.
Mm-hmm.
Most grandparents, though, like, just, they don't give a fuck. Like, they're just too old.
Well,
They don't
it depends.
care,
Like, a lot of the grandparents
and-
they have dementia and they're invalids already.
Yeah. And, like, because of that, like, their kids grow up to be little heathenist fucking crime bags. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the time it doesn't, because, like, a lot of old people, they're just like, I don't want to.
Well, yeah, and it's like, they already raised their kids. They don't want to do this.
Right. You got lucky to have very awesome grandparents.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. They didn't want to raise us.
Right.
And that wasn't because they were lazy and, I already did it. It was because they wanted to be fun. My grandma
Right,
and
yeah,
I once, we had a whole, like, conversation about it because she had to discipline me over my grades. And she would get so upset. And she was like, she explained one day, she was like, the reason that I take it so personally when you get in trouble or you do something that I have to discipline is because I don't want to be your warden. I don't want to discipline you. I want to spoil you. I want to have fun
Yep.
with you.
Yeah.
But I can't, like, you know, I also can't just let everything slide and be the cool grandma that I want to be. And it sucks. And it feels bad, man.
Yeah.
And that's why I was always so, like, scared of disappointing her. At least
Yeah,
directly.
'cause I remember,
during
I
her
think I
face.
remember meeting your grandma once. She was really cool. And I met your grandpa just recently again, and he's
Yeah.
awesome. So, yeah. So you got very lucky, because, like, there was
Yeah.
a kid that was raised by his grandparents that was in the trailer park that I grew up in Ohio. And basically, in his mid-30s, he died of a heroin overdose.
Right.
And he had kids, and I remember he was just the worst person. Like, he was just like, what's weird was, like, he was kind of like one of the bullies in the trailer park, and he was just a really just gross, kind of disgusting person.
Yeah.
But, like, I saw one of his report cards one day. He got fucking, like, straight A's.
Oh, wild.
Like, he wasn't like an idiot. Like, he got good grades and stuff. He was just a horrible human,
Well, you can be smart and also a piece of shit.
I guess.
And I think that, well, I mean, when you think about it, one of the main reasons why, like, kids being raised by their grandparents, there are so many cases of it just not working is because you think about the generational trauma. If they're being raised by their grandparents, it's because their parents sucked.
Right.
And who do you think they learned it from?
Right.
You know, I was lucky enough that my mom's issues, they were mental health issues and drug issues that stemmed from her mental health issues. And it just happened that my grandparents themselves weren't afflicted with the same mental illnesses, so they didn't experience the same things growing up that she did. So it was harder to, you know, it wasn't like they passed it down to her by way of how they raised her, you know?
Yeah. What the? I was like, is that like a pair of lungs? And like a heart?
I don't.
that- like-
part of that looks like a lemon.
I see organs.
Whoa!
That's okay.
Bird eat bird.
Is that a bird? I don't think that's a
I
bird.
don't know what that is.
Birds don't look
But
like
part
that.
of it's on the floor, and that bird is eating it. Also, do you see all the vigor juice behind him? Oh, that's bird shit. Just kidding.
That's bird shit. You don't want that.
Whoops.
Do not put that in your mouth.
Blech.
Reminds me, I went on a class trip in 6th grade to Cedar Point, in Ohio, because my high school was nearby, and or I should say my middle school. Well, yeah, I guess high school, but anyways, middle school trip. And a buddy of mine, we were walking just kind of down like the middle of the park in a very wide open area. There really wasn't anybody else around us, and we were walking side by side. We see two birds fly right over us and then feel something hit like the back of us. These birds, both of them, fucking like simultaneously sniped us with shit.
Rude.
Like pooped on the back of like he got on the back of his head. I got on the back of my neck and my shirt.
Oh my god.
And like yeah, like they literally planned it. They're like, hey, you wanna go shit on these guys together? Like they did it simultaneously. Like it wasn't just one after the other. Like they both just flew over and bombed us. And,
That is diabolical.
right.
I shouldn't say this because I jinx myself regularly. And so no one should be surprised if it actually happens to me within the next couple of weeks. But I've never been shit on by a bird. Not one random. You know, like I've had pet birds that have been like sitting on me and then shat, but not just like random attacks out in the wild.
Oh, now you're gonna get shit on by a bird.
Yes, I am.
Where do I?
That's gonna suck, man. It's gonna be at the most inconvenient time, and there will be nothing I can do about it, and it's gonna cause this big crying thing.
Bring an umbrella wherever you go, and when anybody asks, you're just gonna be like, "It's because the bird's gonna shit on me."
It's because I said something out loud I shouldn't have said, and I'm waiting for the cosmic.
Like, look, it's gonna happen.
Bullshit to shit on me, quite literally.
Where do I fucking? I don't remember all these houses. Did they add a bunch of shit to this game?
I remember the houses, but I don't remember spending a whole lot of time.
I don't remember this
in
fucking.
Them. I remember
wasted ass Hogwarts fucking dinner table.
Aww. Also, the birds have taken over.
Yeah, they have.
Hitchcock would be proud.
Right? Like, see that?
Yeah, apparently when my mother and my aunt were younger, they were like in the back of my grandfather's pickup truck.
Oh, this is a bad place. Okay.
My aunt apparently like looked up at one point and was like, "Look at that bird," and it just like shit right on her face.
Bird's like, "Yeah, look at me. Watch me now."
Watch me now. Mike said a bird shit on my head when I was a kid at Disney. My dad thought I got ice cream in my hair. No.
Oh.
I definitely thought it would happen more.
Oh, that's right. This is where we get the murder of crows thing.
Yeah. I also thought quicksand would be like a bigger issue as an adult.
Right, they always made you feel like, you could just randomly fall in quicksand.
And also being set on fire. Like, why did they drill stop, drop, and roll so hard?
Right.
Like, I genuinely felt like being set on fire was going to be like a regular concern for me. Like, at least once a month, I'd have to be like, oh no, is it time to set me on fire? Is it time to stop, drop, and roll?
Right.
Also, I've never seen anybody actually do that when set on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, no, they just stand there and they scream.
Right.
Not that I've seen many people be set on fire. I've never seen anybody set on fire in person.
Right, that would fuck you up for a while.
That would. But WikiLeaks was the thing for a very long time. And you see a lot of crazy shit.
Also, Faces of Death.
Yeah. God, the gore was like, we saw so much of that against our will when we were younger.
I remember when E-Bombs World was a thing, and he made a post one day, and it was just called, it was like he posted it on Christmas, and he just called it Merry Christmas. And it was a video of a guy who is in like a police station, and like it's like an interrogation room with a camera and everything, and he's just like very just casual, just kind of sitting there, and the cops come in, they say something, he doesn't have any cuffs on or anything, and give him a bottle of water, the cops leave or whatever, and he just kind of sits there and just kind of, sips in the water a little bit, things seem normal, and then he just pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the head.
Dude!
And you, like, the audio, you can hear, like, brains dripping onto the floor. Yeah, it was Merry Christmas.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, that was the first time, I think that was the first time I ever,
that.
watched somebody, like, actually dying on camera. I was just like, oh, that fucked me up for a little bit.
Yeah. My first shock exposure on the internet was shortly after Columbine. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say shortly after Columbine because, like, the internet was still kind of up and coming for recreational purposes at the time. But it was like...
The internet is for porn.
If only, man. I was doing a paper, I think, on Columbine or something like that. And I was, like, doing all of this research. And I ended up clicking on some link, and it was the actual photos of Harris and Klebold after they had killed themselves in the library. It was like totally uncensored photos of them laying there, and I was like, it was so jarring because I wasn't expecting to see it, but B, like, you're so used to everything being censored at that time that like, why am I seeing this?
Right.
You know, where you're like, wait. Like, this shouldn't even be able to happen. And I was so... And then it was like, it almost became an obsession. It was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Right.
And it was, then it was sort of weird because I realized that like, I wasn't necessarily traumatized. It was more that I was like intrigued, and not by what I was seeing in the photos, but just like by the whole by the whole concept.
Yeah, just the concept. I was literally just gonna say that, but like the whole concept of just like seeing death.
Yeah. And it was just, yeah, it was wild, and it led me down a weird rabbit hole. A rabbit hole that still sort of lingers with me from time to time. And then high school happened, and then it was like, it was everywhere all
and then
the time.
it just kind of gets normalized.
Kids were getting in trouble at school for watching, like, that was when the beheading videos were low and about, and you could just watch it wherever.
That kind of reminds me, I saw one of, it had to have been somewhere in the Middle East, and somebody had gotten caught stealing, and like it just shows them like cutting off his hand.
Yeah.
And they're just so nonchalant about it. Like they cut off his hand, like they put like a bag over it for some reason, and he's just kind of like sitting there, like.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird how like easily accessible all of that stuff was, and then how desensitized you become to it.
Urgent care.
Todd said, AvQ was great. I wish they'd do another stage run. I don't know what that means. What am I missing?
Okay. So
what am I missing?
Who said that?
Todd.
Okay, so Todd gets it. Todd got the internet as per porn reference. So.
Oh, that's what I was missing.
So Avenue Q is a Broadway stage play that is like a very vulgar, damn near pornographic Sesame Street.
Oh God.
Like literally, it's just vulgar ass puppets. They have a whole song called "The Internet Is for Porn," and it is amazing. It is fucking hilarious.
Okay, it's break time.
Spend all night long hugging me horn for porn.
Oh boy. I feel like I see another rabbit hole in my future.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Break.
Break.
Shall return.